it's been much more of a battle, and playing twice in one day, that's very difficult. But Halep is, I mean, pretty much her and Wozniacki are the best athletes out there in terms of endurance and able to play so many matches. So it's good that it's happened to Halep rather than somebody else. So if you can look at it that way, but yeah, been a little more of a challenging route.
She was a champion here in 2016, runner-up in 2015 as well. That's been her route to the finals so far. Only dropped the one set, and that was against Pavlyuchenkova. It was a really titanic tussle between the two of them, but quality wins all the way for Simona Halep, which just bears testament to the tennis she's played this year. Got to the quarterfinals in 9 of the 11 tournaments she's played. 2 wins at the start of the year in Shenzhen, and then, of course, the big one, the French Open in Paris in June. So what of Sloane Stephens then? A semi-finalist, I beg your pardon, last year. She lost to Caroline Wozniacki. She's played some wonderful tennis this year, and one of the stats that leap out of you this week are the numbers on return. She's broken serve 21 times en route to the final, winning over 61% of her return games, and versus her season average, which is 42.7. That's startling, isn't it?
Yeah, she's just playing great from the back of the court, absolutely. I mean, the forehand is firing from all cylinders. I mean, in her semi-final particularly, the forehand from the tram line when she was pushed out wide was just stunning. Just could hit winners whenever she wanted, it seems like. But yeah, she's been playing really well. She looks really confident in what she's doing. She's pretty calm out there as well, as ever. She's always pretty relaxed, but everything looking good for Stephens.
Again, the numbers so impressive. Look at the stats there in terms of the players she's beaten and how she's accomplished those wins. It's been straight sets tennis all the way. The title was won in Miami earlier this year, and she beat some stellar names en route to the title there. Garbine Muguruza, Angelique Kerber and Victoria Azarenka before disposing of Jelena Ostapenko. And that run on the clay in Paris just spoke again as we look at their head-to-head, which is a little one-sided currently in favour of Simona Halep. It speaks, doesn't it, volumes of the progress she's made in the last year or so since she came back from injury to be able to play that well and get to the final on clay. You wouldn't have picked that 12 months ago, would you?
No, 100%. I mean, even her win at the US Open last year, she played fantastically well through that tournament. But I think she's a much better player now than she was even then. She was quite fresh into her comeback from a long layoff. And she was inspired, I feel like, through the US Open, and she was playing so much on excitement and adrenaline in that tournament. But now I feel like she's actually settled down, and she actually just plays like that now. That is her comfort zone, rather than her redlining, as I felt like she was at US Open. As you say, the wins in Miami. And in Roland Garros, I mean, it's not like she didn't beat any good clay quarters. She beat Daria Kasatkina there in the quarterfinals, Annette Kontovic in the round before.
Camilla Giorgi, who's very good on that surface.
Giorgi, absolutely, that was an epic battle. So, you know, she is proving that she is just continuously improving.
She certainly is, and just a reminder of those stats as well. Last year for Sloane Stephens, she won the US Open title as the world number 83. Now, she'd only just made her comeback after an 11-month layoff with a foot injury that had actually required surgery in January. I mean, that in itself is incredible, but she also lifted the title just 6 weeks after her ranking had dropped to 957. I mean, it is stunning when you look at the numbers and the way she played with a freedom and an exhilarating game style. We knew how good she was when she got to the semis at the Australian Open way back, beat Serena, didn't she, in 2013? But it felt like she finally arrived at the most unexpected time.
Yeah, exactly. It came so quickly for her, but that's why I feel like it was just the love of being back playing and the passion and the motivation and having that long layoff. And I really do feel like it was adrenaline that carried her through. I mean, I'm not saying it was a fluke by any means. She played fantastic tennis. She was the best player there, and that's why she won the tournament. But I just question the consistency of whether that was sustainable or not. And after that, we saw her lose a lot of matches in a row. And I was thinking, well, I wasn't sure it was sustainable, but I didn't think it was that bad. But she was clearly having a bit of an adjustment phase. And then she's come out this year, and she's been fantastic.
She has been. So it's the number 1 seed, Simona Halep, and world number 1 against the number 3 seed, and world number 3, Sloane Stephens. What a final we have in Montreal. And here's another little stat to throw at you, which, well, a couple of them, which adds a little more intrigue and interest. She's never beaten a world number 1, Sloane Stephens. This will be a fantastic opportunity so to do. And her record in finals is only 1 defeat. This is her 8th final, and that defeat came against Simona in the French Open. So when she gets this far, she converts nearly all the time. Only once she has not. And I tell you what, I have a sneaking feeling today for Sloane Stephens. I'm going to put my neck on the line and say I think she might do it today. What do you think, Pam?
Oh, it's so hard.
You're grinning at me.
I don't want to. I'm going to agree.
Okay. Well, whatever happens, this really is a match that promises much. So many elements to it. And the Halep game plan, as you suggest, would be to stay away from that forehand for sure of Sloane Stephens.
Yeah, and that's why I'm maybe just leaning towards Stephens, because I just feel like her coach Kamal Murray would have spoken to her before this match and said, you know what, on this surface, in this occasion, just do what you do. It's going to work. And I think that they would be confident that if she can produce the level of tennis that she did in the semi-final and can produce a high level, that she can come through this. Whereas for Halep, I feel like there are more concerns. Staying away from the forehand, you know, that is a strong one.
That's what she's got. She's got the power to just effortlessly hit through Halep. They can trade blows in a rally like that. And then she comes up with an absolute screamer.
Yeah, first time she got the forehand, that was it. Point over. That will be a big concern for Halep. I think Halep has to be careful as well not to drop too far back. That's not so much of a problem on the clay when they were playing Roland Garros. She can sit back a little bit more, but on this sort of surface it's a bit quicker. Stephens can find those angles if you leave those spaces by retreating.
And she's very happy to run around the backhand and hit the forehand inside out and inside in. She could hit it from anywhere, it's that good. Oh, well, if this carries on, we are in for a treat. Karen Cahill, the coach of Simona Halep, no doubt already frantically making mental notes after that first game. Which had plenty in it, didn't it? We've already seen Sloane Stephens add to the winners' tally already. There'll be plenty more to come this afternoon, I've no doubt about that. Huge support inside the stadium from the Romanian fans, as you can see.
Very vocal as a bunch, aren't they, the Romanian? I feel like it's a rule that you have to bring a flag with you. They always have them.
Adds to a lovely atmosphere.
La 15.
Oh, yes. A little reminder from Simona Halep that her forehand isn't bad either.
Yeah, that will be key, because Stephens will just be holding on the backhand side. She knows that Halep's going to attack that. We've seen that already. Vast majority of shots will be going into that wing. Just means that the space will be there, but Halep has to hit it well. She wants to pull it on the inside in or the backhand down the line to that forehand side.
2015.
Really good hold of serve from Simona Halep. The Romanian fans liked it, and Team Halep will be very pleased with that as well. You can't help but think back to that amazing French Open final where you thought that Sloane Stephens had struck decisively, taking the first set, playing wonderful tennis, and getting the break.
Net for serve.
Simona Halep reeled her in very quietly and efficiently. Oh, what a pity. What a wonderful rally.
Superb work there from Halep. The movement of Stephens is deceptive. She looked miles away from picking up that forehand. She did a pretty good job with it. She did defend.
Impressive numbers in terms of her record in finals.
Love 13.
Well, here's a chance. Brewing nicely for Halep.
Love 14.
Tiny bit loose from Sloane Stephens. She can't afford to be against a player of Halep's quality.
Please.
Talking about Sloane Stephens' record in finals, Simona Halep's a little different. She's been in so many of them, 31 in total, won 17 of them. Come up a fraction short in 14 of them. Break of serve belongs to Halep, and she strikes an early blow. Team Halep delighted with that. She leads in the early stages with the break by 2 games to 1.
12. Nos autres iront vous remettre votre cadeau. Plus que jamais en été, c'est la presse plus.
Time. Kansas. 15 left.
Forced errors, just the difference at the moment between the two players. Stevens a little off balance, and she hit that forehand.
Kansas.
It's not been the sharpest of starts for Stevens, it must be said.
15.
She's always happy to work into matches. She really doesn't tend to panic much, just trying to figure things out. We do see the odd concerned look towards her coaching camp.
Tompkins.
And if the forehand isn't firing, then that's a big concern for Stevens. It tends to be that the rest of her game follows the level of her forehand.
Quality and consistency of depth there from Stevens was key in winning that point, and that's what she's going to have to try and find throughout this match. Intriguing, isn't it? In these longer exchanges, you would back maybe Halep to emerge with the point, but not on that occasion. A couple of times that's happened. And Sloane Stevens now has a golden opportunity to break straight back. How good was that serve from Halep on break point?
Really aggressive there on a big point for Halep. Bodes well for later on in the match, because one thing that Stevens has done so well through this tournament is playing those big points to such a high level. That's why her matches have actually been a lot closer than the score suggests a lot of the time. She's just got the scoreboard moving at the right times. I mean, the match against Svitolina in the semi-finals did not feel like a 3-3 result at all.
Oh, beautifully finished. Well, the forehand down the line for Simona Halep's going to be a big shot this afternoon, and she proved it there. It helped her gain the ascendancy to have that put away. Oh, finished with an ace. Well, that's terrific from Simona Halep. First challenge was posed by Sloane Stevens, and she had an answer.
Halep's come out here and just been so aggressive right from the start. She knows exactly what she's trying to do. She knows the level she needs to play at, and she's just demanding it from herself from the very beginning. Stevens has got to play catch-up here. She's a little off the pace.
love 15.
Yeah, slightly worrying signs from the Sloane Stephens perspective. She looks a little rattled. Miscue on the forehand there. Under pressure.
Heavy, heavy forehand. The weight of shot just being forced down towards the Halep end, and it just drops so quickly.
And right on the baseline as well.
So tough to time that.
Oh, that is brilliant defence from Halep. Covered so much ground to stay in that rally.
15.
She's so good at this. And it absolutely is a sensible play and really suits her game style as well. In the fact that Stephens is making a few too many errors. They're starting to rack up now. Just keep playing. One more ball, one more ball. See what happens.
Oh, that is fabulous.
Hong Kong. 30.
Effortless quality. Yeah, there it is again, that forehand down the line. Into the backhand of Stephens, causing problems.
30.
She's been practicing that one, that's for sure, because the forehand cross-court, it just has a little bit of shape on it because Stephens does have a heavy forehand. And Halep doing such a good job of moving forwards on the V to cut that off each time she's doing it. And then she can just use that momentum through the back of the ball. It gives her even more pace on the down-the-line shot.
Oh, she's got the double break. What a start from the defending champion in Montreal, that is. Last year in Toronto, it was Svitolina. She's on a winning streak in Montreal and playing quite beautifully.
We're good. Let's just breathe.
I'm not up to the ball.
Yeah. So here's what you have to do. Trust your feet. Even when she's putting balls away, the balls are bouncing in the service line, and you're getting a racket on, but you're just too far back. Okay? Trust what I'm telling you. Play closer to the baseline. She's grunting, but the ball is not doing anything. So because you're so far back, your ball is going short. Okay? You get more balls in the net these first 5 games in the whole tournament. Step back up to the baseline. Shake the ball. Okay? Play more middle and more forehand. You're getting way too many back. Okay? All she's trying to do is play aggressive and try to punish. That's all she's trying to do. That'll come down. She's starting to come down. Stay forward. Shake the ball. Go middle. And just play a little slower. You're just rushing. I think you're feeling the pressure. I don't know why. Ignore the grunt. Watch the bounce of the ball. The ball is in front of you. Be up there. I don't want to see your feet in Montreal anymore. Okay? Trust me. Get the ball up out the strike zone, breathe, and slow down. Okay? Come on, baby. I'm with you the whole way. Let's go. I'm with you. Come on. Come on.
Well, you could maybe hear the words of wisdom from Sloane Stephens' coach, Kamau Murray, very calmly saying that she just needs to be further up the court on the baseline, taking the ball a bit earlier, because she's too far back and hitting it too short at the moment. His great line there, Cav, was, "I don't want to see your feet in Montreal again," which obviously refers to the logo on the court. That's his reference point And he's already happier with what he's seeing from Sloane in that 1 point.
It's great because we actually heard from Darren Cahill with Halep in the previous match saying, I don't care if you're in the Montreal side, you can stay there for I don't mind. Completely different styles of play. But the words from Kamal Murray just absolutely spot on, really. Just saying, you know, don't get worked up. You know, she has hit some winners and she's been aggressive, but really think about the shot that you've played before that she's hit the winner of. All of them have been pretty short. They've all been put away balls for her, and that is because you've been so far back, so you've lost your depth. I like the way that he gives a solution. You know, she's concerned about how aggressive she's being, and he's telling her the reason why. You know, you're allowing it to happen. You can stop it if you want to.
It's a very calm and concise delivery. That has gone for 6.
30.
Nice catch. Yeah, there again you see the power on the forehand when she gets the chance to unload on that side. It's causing problems.
Yeah, and she actually can see there she doesn't need to be too accurate with it. If she can stay up the court, like her coach was saying, and inject that pace, it forces Halep into a horrible position. She doesn't have to play close to the lines or anything.
She's had a couple of breakpoint chances. Just hasn't been able to take them so far. She did everything so well in that point, Simona Halep, apart from the finish.
So how good is that? You know, telling herself that she did so much well in that point afterwards, still nodding her head and saying, okay, I should have put that one away, but I can do that next time.
Opportunity knocking again for Stevens. And if she does lose this first set, she can't say, the American, she hasn't had her chances in it, because she has. It's just out of this world, tennis.
Some huffing and puffing for Stevens after that point. She really dug in as well as she could. Quality striking, but counter-punching at its best from Simona Halep there. Finding fantastic angle off of angle she was given from Stevens, using the pace she was given as well.
Has the feel of a really important game, this one, doesn't it? If Halep holds, you feel the set will definitely go to her. If Stevens can break, well, then it's not quite as clear-cut. Oh, she's made it.
Just started firing in a little more width on the backhand side. We've seen a couple in the previous points as well. It's working really well for her. That one was very good.
Oh, has that caught the line? I think it has. It certainly hasn't been called out. So Simona Halep will have a look at this. If it's good, then Stevens does have the break. Oh, look at that. Well, things just got a little more interesting in this first set. Stevens retrieves one of the breaks of serve. And the plot just thickened a little bit, didn't it?
Stevens has been looking for something just to get her going. Seems like her on-court coaching session did well, but then she went and she applied everything that she was asked to do. That is so key. It's not easy to do at all.
Yes, because you sometimes see exchanges between player and coach, and you can tell that the player doesn't believe what they're being told.
Not convinced at all.
They're not convinced, no. So, but in that instance, you're absolutely right. She's applied it meticulously and is getting the results. When you were playing, was it easy for you to analyse exactly what was going wrong, or would you have liked to have had a coach come on every set and tell you perhaps the patterns that they're seeing?
Yeah, I mean, the coaching, on-court coaching can be really useful because you have to focus on the ball, whereas the coach can actually just pay attention to you. So Kamal Murray can see that she is not close enough to the baseline. So all of your focus is concentrating on one thing. It's the ball coming at you, where it's going, what's happening down the other end. And actually, a lot of the time, most of the time, mistakes come down to what you are doing with your positioning and your footwork. And it's tough to see that when you're in it. Much easier from the sidelines. Stevens thought she was getting a short ball there. No chance from Halep. Onto that one like a flash.
Well, she set that up beautifully. The second serve had a bit of bite on it. She couldn't put away the short ball.
It's normally the sort of shot that Stevens laps up. Looks pretty solid on it. Shoulder height forehand. I know she was fairly deep in the court, but the ball wasn't deep, so she had plenty of time.
It's just stunning again from Halep. It's stunning from both of them. Grueling rallies. Oh, what a response. She's having to dig so deep here, Sloane Stephens.
Yeah, she has to find a way to increase her level, and she's doing it bit by bit here. Again, better width on the backhand, doing the real damage to Halep.
Being outgunned at the moment by her opponent. Oh, absolutely glorious return.
You don't see that often from Halep on the forehand side. Do on the backhand. Just anticipated that one brilliantly.
Well, she's the best player this year in terms of numbers on return of serve. One of the best in the business. And that's a great example of why. Sloane Stephens is seeing the ball an awful lot on the backhand side, and she's doing an awful lot with it when she does. Again, this feels like an important game.
Please.
I think if she didn't know it already, Stephens has got the message that this is going to be physical. This is going to be one of her harder days at the office.
What a hold of serve that could prove to be. Having to do it the hard way from break point down, but Stephens wins 2 games in a row, and make no mistake, she is right back in this first set.
4-3.
Hey, all good?
Yeah, very good.
Come on. Okay, just keep the acceleration on. Just keep the acceleration on the backhand. It's okay. So you're slowing down the swing a little bit on the backhand. Listen, the tennis is outstanding. You missed a few balls on the backhand, but beyond that, you had 2 game points the last 2 games. So forget it. You're winning all the long rallies. Nothing good comes without hard work in this match. Okay, so
This is disaster.
fast to the middle. Fast to the middle, keep the acceleration on both the forehand and backhand, and you start the points from there. Then you open up the court. Once you get into the rallies, you're looking unbelievable. Simona's some of the best tennis I've seen. So come on, keep it going. Nothing good comes without hard work. The harder you work, the harder she has to work.
I work for some unbelievable balls and I miss 3 in a row.
What's the score?
In a row.
What is the score?
That's a lot.
What is the score? 4-3 break with the breeze. First couple of points, just think about the work ethic. Think about accelerating on every shot. Once you start opening the court, you're looking great. That move forward, absolutely 1,000 times out of 1,000. I want that. I want that from you every time. I don't care if you miss those balls. Don't grind yourself on every miss. Deep breaths. You're playing great. Be positive. She's the one that's got all the pressure on her. You've got the break. Come on, let's go.
Live 15.
My goodness, how good is that?
Just that injection of pace again on the forehand side. You never really know when it's coming.
Well, we called it earlier in this set that if Stevens could break, then she wouldn't be out of it by any manner or means. And look at her now.
I just really enjoyed the shape of that ball mark. That's how fast it went. It was so stretched out.
She's rattled. She was rattled at the sit-down in her exchange with her coach, Darren Cahill. And negative, very negative. She's feeling a momentum switch in this set that she feels, judging by what she said. She can't stop.
Yeah, she was just so focused on the misses, wasn't she? When she was chatting with Cahill, just not paying attention to all of the things she's done really well.
And there have been plenty of them.
And like he said, it's some of the best tennis he's ever seen her played in parts.
It's been a stunning match. Some outstanding exchanges between the two of them. But you know what? Stevens has now won 3 games in a row, and she's coming at Halep like a train in this final now. Anxious faces for Team Halep. It's a different story at the other end of the court.
Thank you.
Oh, absolutely scintillating down the line from Sloane Stevens.
And it's scary times here for Simona Halep because this forehand is firing. This is what she does so well, just dominates off of it. And Halep just couldn't really get it away from the forehand side.
It's amazing how this final has changed.
15.
And you feel like it turned on that first break of the Halep serve, like breaching her defences for the first time. Enabled Stevens to pour forward. She's done just that. First serve is key for both of these players. Second serve for both a little vulnerable. That is absolutely fantastic from Halep.
And that's been the best shot of the entire tournament for me in Halep in terms of repetitively how she hits that backhand down the line, not that individual one. But it has been the one shot that has been so reliable. I haven't seen much of it today at all.
Well, this is the response of a champion, the world #1, making her point.
I like how she forced Stevens back on the backhand side there, so she was at the Montreal sign trying to hit that one up above shoulder height. Looked very awkward.
30-14.
Great work from Stevens. That's so disciplined as well, but she didn't back off, just kept the targets really big.
Wasn't trying to hit a winner, was trying to get exactly what she got, which is to force an error and stretch Simona Halep. The quality of this match gets better and better and better. And that frustration needle is flickering in the red now for Simona Halep.
She's getting so frustrated at the amount of work she's putting in to then just come up with an error. You know, it's a combination of, I do feel like she's really getting on her back with the unforced errors, but she has hit more than Stevens now, 15 for Halep to 14 of Stevens. And, you know, she knows when things aren't quite right, and she is working very hard. And a lot of the errors are coming very late on in the rallies, so they don't seem as bad. But ultimately, for Halep, that is too many.
It was fascinating to hear the mindset of the world number one with Darren Cahill. She was not talking about being 4-1 up, although she'd been reeled into 4-3. It was about that easy forehand drive volley that she missed. She couldn't get it out of her head. Such high expectations of themselves. And Halep will have high expectations here with another chance to break. Oh, she's got it! And that is a magnificent response from Simona Halep. She halts the momentum of Sloane Stevens, who'd won 3 games in a row. And Halep back in control.
5 games to go.
Well, it's been a stunning first set of tennis. It has not disappointed at all, but after 44 minutes, Simona Halep has the chance to end it.
Thank you.
She's been broken twice in this set. Significantly and decisively, she's broken her opponent 3 times. And she's been out hitting Sloane Stephens for pace, which is not what you would have anticipated before this match.
No, and that's probably why her unforced errors are a little high, which does not sit comfortably with Simona Halep. It's one of those things that I'm sure she discussed with Darren Cahill. We were talking about it at the beginning of the match, that she will have to be aggressive. She can't sit back and just retrieve. But more unforced errors come with that game style, and you have to accept it.
Well, that's a classic example. Over-aggressive on the second serve. In trouble now. Only won 1 point on her second serve in the match so far. And you can feel the tension coming off Simona Halep. You really can. Kamau Murray nodding in approval at what Stephens is doing here.
Hands down. 15-14.
A bit of self-talk from Simona Halep. Always wants more.
Net whistle.
What she really wants here is a first serve. Oh, she's back in it yet again. She will not go away, the US Open champion.
Oh, I think just serving the second serve slow to the forehand side is not the most sensible of plans from Simona Halep, but I think she's looking a little shaky on serve, so she just wanted to get it in. But Stephens back in this now. If Stephens can just tidy up her game by 5%, she's got too much for Halep, who's looking nervous.
Well, the defence of Halep was sublime. But in the end, just asked one question too many by Stephens that she couldn't answer.
And that's the sort of point that really hurts Simona Halep. The fact that she can work that hard, be that good defensively, and not win it. And it's happening with quite regularity.
Hands back. 15.
Oh, that's a new level from Sloane Stephens. And it's too good for Simona Halep right now.
Yet again, having to digest not winning a point like that. I mean, Halep couldn't ask for more in a point. It's long. She's in a baseline exchange. She's controlling, she's pushing Stephens all over the place, but yet again, that injection of pace, too much.
Huge point. Oh, the quality is just out of this world at times. It really is.
It's just superb hitting from both players. How physical. Stephens just going toe-to-toe with Halep from the back of the court. I mean, with the movement, with how much she's sticking in the points, the grind of it all. And she's yet again winning a long exchange.
And the depth and the consistency of it. Outstanding. It's the first time in the set that Sloane Stephens has been in front. She's had to work so hard to get back from 4-1 down. But now she's just a break of the Halep serve away from taking this first set.
Sur le court, mais il y a une affaire qui a dérange. Quelque chose qui m'a beaucoup touché. Roland Garros a dit que ce qui t'énervait le plus pendant un match, c'est les gens qui toussaient.
Well, here is a mighty test for the world number one. Remember, she led 4-1 in this set. All of a sudden, she's serving to stay in it. Wow. Having to play one more shot, but able to do it, Sloane Stephens.
Just tremendous scrapping from Simona Halep, just asking the questions so well. And again, Stephens has just got answers.
Net, second serve. And long. 15-30.
Penny for those thoughts right now. The mind of Simona Halep must be swirling. And that's one of the reasons, a big one, why she's starting to struggle now. Well, it's been an astonishing set of tennis. Absolutely astonishing. You couldn't wish for more from either of them. And after a fraction under an hour, Sloane Stephens has the chance to strike first in this match. Is it on the line? I think it is. Well, it has to be that good to keep the American at arm's length. But for how much longer? Fatal hesitation from Sloane Stephens there.
Well, it's the first time since the very beginning of the match she just waited. She actually moved backwards before striking that forehand. Amazing what the score can do.
Unbelievable tennis from these two. Just unbelievable. No wonder he's on his feet. That point deserves an ovation.
It's outstanding from both players, and the speed from Stephens to dig into that point, just awesome from the pair of them.
Halep is pushing Stephens back again, isn't she? And that's what's making the difference here. As her coach, Kamau Murray, would probably point out, her feet are on the Montreal logo where she doesn't want to be. Well, are we going to see another twist in this tantalising tale? 2 set points belonged to Sloane Stephens, but she couldn't convert.
And from 15-40, Stephens just dropped back. Every single point she was too far behind the baseline.
Just over an hour on the clock, and still nothing between these two. Oh, blimey. Take that.
And then Halep suddenly changing. Just a couple of nothing balls there, central, short, not a lot on it. Both players are really having to force themselves outside of their comfort zones, but when they get ever so slightly tight, they retreat very fast back to what they know.
Well, it's been an almost ridiculous level of tennis. It's been so good in this first set. As Sloane Stephens just pinches the first mini break in this tie break. They've both been pushed back so far at times. I'm surprised a drop shot hasn't appeared yet. And now the defence of Stephens working an absolute treat. And that's what the world #1 thinks of that.
Well, frustration's boiling over. They've been bubbling away for quite some time, haven't they?
Well, she's found a new level again, just when she needs it.
4-0, Stephens.
So often when you've had set points, as Sloane Stephens did have in that last Simona Halep game, it can really play with your mind and disrupt a tiebreak that follows. But so far, so good for Stephens. Wonderful backhand, just wonderful.
And she wasn't really going for a winner, just a good quality strike down the line, took it early, made sure it was played close to the lines as well, nice and precise.
Oh dear. Well, that's the pressure of knowing that your second serve is not functioning at optimum for Simona Halep. She's won just 2 points on it in this set. Mind you, Sloane Stephens has only won 3 on hers. But she's just ahead of the world #1 in terms of her numbers on first serve and points won behind it. And such are the fine margins of this set, that could just as well be decisive.
Yeah, there really have been very fine margins, but yeah, Halep not being entirely effective on serve.
Well, it's on the racket of Sloane Stephens now, potentially. Team Mighty serves, and the set will belong to her. If only tennis was that straightforward, though.
Halep will do what she always does and dig in here, force Stephens to play well. 2 points is an awful lot when you're fighting against the world #1, and she's being as solid as that.
It's going to be tough for whomever loses this first set. It's been so good and so tough. Well, things just got very interesting, didn't they? She's hit back with the 2 mini breaks retrieved, Simona Halep. Now we're back on serve in this tie-break. And it is up for grabs, as it has been from the start. Glorious contest. Oh my word. I don't believe it.
Neither does Halep.
6-4, Stevens.
She's simmering gently after that. The second double fault of this tiebreak. Set points again for Stevens. Is that on the line? I think it is. How on earth did she conjure that angle from there?
It didn't look possible, did it?
No.
I think it was a clean hit as well. Wow.
Would you believe it?
6-5.
A third set point goes begging for Sloane Stevens.
Miss Stevens has 3 challenges.
She has another here. It's the set that won't end. We don't want it to end. It's been that good. Extraordinary.
Plenty of opportunities for Stevens, you have to say that.
4 of them now. 2 in this tiebreak and 2 in the previous Halep service game. 15-40. She had the world #1 just where she wanted her. Couldn't finish the job. She regrouped in this tiebreak. They want her desperately still to believe here. But will the doubts be starting to creep in now?
Well, she's got to make a first serve. It's just got to be key. 6-all here. Her second serve's been under fire.
That is staggering tennis.
That is some of the most aggressive tennis you will see Simona Halep play. Absolutely brilliant. Nailing the ball down the line, throwing herself through the back of the ball, working it from line to line. That's how good it had to be. Nothing Stevens could have done about that.
Nothing anybody could have done about that.
Right.
So for the first time, it's set point to Romania. That is some set of tennis from the world #1. Having to weather the mother of all comebacks from Sloane Stevens, who had 4 set points of her own. But she couldn't convert. But Simona Halep did. And she takes that first set on the tiebreak.
7 games to 6.
Well, where do we go from here after that? One of the best sets of tennis I've seen in an awfully long time. Kept reaching new levels of quality. Huge set to win for the world number one.
But I think for both players, the beginning of this set will be interesting, because even for Halep, she was right up against it. She was tense through that set, so there will be some sort of adrenaline dump and come down after the intensity of an hour and a few minutes.
So often the player who edges a tight set has a little letdown at the start of the next set. Just relax a little. Given the titanic tussle between the two of them in that first set, it would be understandable. It was so intense. And that is exactly the danger that Halep faces now at love for 30.
But then if you're on the Stevens side of the net, it's really hard to know where to go from there. She had opportunities, really. She'll feel like she should have wrapped that up.
It's tough, isn't it, as a player when you've had those set point chances?
Because
to put it behind you.
Yeah, all that work was for nothing. You've nothing to show for it.
Yeah, that's a smart play.
And that's where the mentality and the attitude is so important, because ultimately she's in the exact same position now to as if she'd lost the first set 6-1 in half an hour. Tennis is cruel in that way. It just wipes out all your good work very quickly.
Stevens is off and running in the second set with a break of the Halep serve. That's a very good reaction to losing that first set. That tight first set on a tiebreak. Well, one of the key areas in terms of the stats, Cav, is going to be the serve, isn't it, in the second set? That's going to be important for both of them.
Yeah, well, both of them keeping good first serve percentage, which is key because their second serves were getting absolutely destroyed, really. And that was helping out both of them. The unforced errors, a lot for Halep, but she has been playing in a much more aggressive fashion than she would normally. Still a bit of the high side for her. She was struggling to accept that. It's very rare that Simona Halep would make that many errors and win a set, especially against the caliber of player of Stevens, but it's the trade-off. It's all gone a little flat, hasn't it?
We talked about the serve, didn't we? And what did we get straight away? A double fault. That's because she knows the second serve has to be good or it's going to get the treatment from Halep.
Please.
Only 11 players in the Open era have won multiple titles at the Rogers Cup. Yvonne Goolagong, Regina Marsikova, Martina Navratilova, Chris Evert, Steffi Graf, Arantxa Sanchez Vicario, Monica Seles, Martina Hingis, Justine Henin, and Serena Williams, and Amelie Mauresmo. And Sloane Stevens with a pretty loose service game here, in danger of handing her break of serve straight back. That is the kind of company that Simona Halep is trying to join by winning 2 titles. Well, that will be good for morale from the Romanians' point of view. Comfortable break of serve.
That's a flat game there from Sloane Stevens, really. Completely understandable in the circumstances, but looked like all the belief has been sapped out of her.
And it's as you say, all that hard work for nothing, which is how it will feel. Getting pushed back again by Halep. That's not helping the cause at all. Now, on that point, she was much closer to the baseline again, and that's the difference.
Yeah, and the thing is that to feel comfortable up at the baseline, you have to feel sharp. So she's just struggled with that beginning of this second set. She struggled with it in patches in the first, probably to do with nerves, or maybe just didn't feel like she had her timing quite set. She's a totally different player when she's up at the baseline. I mean, you can see it. It's about 2 meters of difference, but you've got to remember that in terms of the time that takes away from Halep, it's double that amount of time with the ball travelling there and back. It's 4 meters, a lot of space that she's now taking away from Halep.
There's a bit of panic in that backhand from Halep to try and end the rally early.
15-14.
And the error means we could be heading for a third successive break of serve at the start of this second set. Well. Another double fault, a fifth of the match from Halep. And Stevens has her nose in front in this second set. First set belongs to the world number one in the tiebreak.
New balls, please.
Attention à tous les spectateurs présents dans la zone IGA. La
Stevens
sélectionnée
two
dans
games
quelques
to
instants. Restez bien à vos places. Des cartes cadeaux IGA d'une valeur de 10 $ seront distribuées aux heureux gagnants.
Beautifully done. Such a well-constructed point from Stevens, who is starting to think a little more clearly out there. A late challenge from Simona Halep. It looked like it was on the line. It absolutely was.
15. Miss Halep has 2 challenges.
Even though she took that first set, you still get the feeling that Simona Halep's still not entirely happy with things in her game today.
Yeah, it's been a battle for her, hasn't it? And a battle against herself. And that negativity just creeping in.
She was let off the hook a little by the fact that Stevens had 4 set points, although in truth Simona Halep played every one of them brilliantly.
Stevens.
There's a little bit of daylight developing in this set now. Stevens with a 2-game cushion.
3 games to 1.
And she's recovered well from the disappointment of losing such a tight first set.
I still feel like the beginning of this set, the fact that Halep is 3-1 down, most of it is to do with Halep and just having that dip. That's better. Again, the backhand width. That was just so effective in the first set. Got her out of trouble a lot. Really forcing Stevens into awkward positions.
Count again. 30-15.
It's like a big game of push and shove, this match. Each player trying to push the other much deeper and assert their authority. Oh, yes. Hasn't had as many chances as she would have liked on the forehand side. Halep's done a good job of keeping the ball away from that wing, but that was a beauty.
Yeah, only the 7 forehand winners for Stevens. That's got to be frustrating for her. Similar way that unforced error is frustrating for Halep.
40-30.
Well, stunning hitting from both of them again. Stevens with a couple of errors at crucial times in that game, which means that Halep holds on, but the American still has the break and the slight advantage in this second set.
Time. Kansas 15.
Talked about Simona Halep wanting to join an exclusive club, 11 of them multiple champions at the Rogers Cup. Sloane Stevens looking to become the first American champion since Serena back in 2013.
Please. Time's down. 50-30.
More shots going down the line for Simona Halep than cross court.
Yeah, that has to hurt for Sloane Stephens. That particular rally, striking the ball well in it.
And those numbers are that way round for Halep for two reasons. One, she's being very aggressive today, so she's looking for the line ball a little more. And two, takes away the angles from Stephens. Playing into the cross court, letting her sit in the trap lines is a very dangerous game to play. Playing down the line more just keeps it all a little narrower.
That's too good. A lot of those down the lines have been forehands as well, down the line into the backhand of Stephens. Try and neutralise the threat on the forehand side from the American. You see the power of it in that shot right there, which forced the error. Still break point though. She's painted the baseline at times, hasn't she? Such has been the quality of the depth from Sloane Stephens today.
That's one of the reasons why Halep doesn't like to move forward and take on the short balls, because she found herself well out of position even after a great strike. Stephens counter-punching onto the baseline, and then Halep was scrapping.
Please, sir.
Kept her cool beautifully there. Against most players, that combination of the serve out wide and the forehand down the line would have done the job, but not against Halep. If she can get out of this game, having defended break points, it will be a little psychological victory for Sloane Stephens. Oh, it's just immaculate tennis, it really is. That could be a huge hold of serve for Sloane Stephens. She tries to climb back into this match.
It's an amazing point. I don't know how you tell Simona Halep to play that point any better. I don't think she can play it any better, but Stephens just phenomenal with that forehand again.
Kamal Murray, the coach of Sloane Stephens, liking what he's seeing at the moment in this second set.
Stephens getting very frustrated with how slow these serves are from Simona Halep. And it's the slow balls that get you, especially when you have a game style like Stevens. She's not perfect with her footwork. She doesn't take a lot of adjusting steps around the balls. She can get caught out waiting.
That was clever serving from Halep, mixing the pace of the ball. Sloane Stevens still has the break in this second set, and she leads it by 4 games to 3.
How you feel? So, we're doing a good job. This is nothing but the drill where you put your heels on the baseline and you play from there. Okay? Every now and then she hits a deep ball. 8 out of 10 balls are right in front of you on the service line. You got to take your feet off. You can't stand there, load up, and swing because the ball's not coming to you. Okay? So work your feet. On the left side of the court, the backhand side, you got to force yourself to stay forward. Okay? Don't bail out. If you don't have a play, go middle. Shape the ball. Okay?
What am I doing that serve?
Make her first serve. She's playing so far back.
Mine hers.
Oh, you got to move forward. Like, stop setting up and loading. Just run through it. I mean, the ball's going 66 miles an hour. All right, so just step through the ball. If you end up in the middle of the court, you just back up to the baseline. You're fine. But you can't load up and then reach for the ball. Okay? We're good. Lock in this first point. No lazy feet. No low energy. On that backhand side, give me more left leg. Low with the left leg on the backhand side, okay? Come on, fight every ball. Fight her.
Sorry.
An intriguing section of this set now, isn't it? Stevens at 4-3 with the break. Yeah, that was good consistency from the American.
Again, just taking on board exactly what her coach Kamal Murray was saying, staying up on the baseline. It is the same thing he's been saying since when he's been coming out. It clearly works when she's doing it well.
And we talked about how important the serve was going to be in this set, and those numbers back it up. Yeah, that point isn't going to be yours when Stevens is charging at you on a short ball on her forehand.
That's exactly what Kamal Murray was talking about as well. Just run through the short ones. Don't bother setting up and loading, because she's just getting caught out waiting for it. Be interested to see if she does that on the return of Simona Halep's serve as well.
Impressive serve game from Sloane Stevens. Really in the driving seat now in this second set. She will ask the question on the Simona Halep serve to see if the world number 1 can stay in it. Well, still, in terms of the match, only 4 points on the second serve of Simona Halep. Terrific forehand.
Yeah, Stevens had to do more with the return there. Just got herself in a tricky situation.
15.
Yeah, they're both struggling on second serve. Sloane Stevens has only won 5 points behind it, but Halep only 4, which is why the double faults count is so high. She's worried about the return of Sloane Stevens on a second serve.
30.
Little moral victory for Stevens, doing all the running in that rally. Halep planted centre of the court, dictating, but not emerging with the point. Oh, that is so good. Aggressive front foot tennis takes her to set point. Oh, here we go again. We've seen this movie before, haven't we?
It's exactly the same in the first set. Getting these serves, good contact on the ball. She's got it nice positioning. These serves are not putting her under any sort of pressure. The errors coming on the big moments.
Oh, you're kidding me. No wonder they're on their feet.
Oh, remarkable athleticism from both players here. And some hand skills as well mixed in. Anticipation from Stevens on that volley.
Yes, again, the drop shot suddenly works its magic for Halep. And yet again, another set point goes unconverted. 6 in the match in total she's had now. First and second set, none won.
Isn't that a super point from Halep? So calm on that, actually completely changed the narrative of the match. I haven't seen many drop shots at all.
Unbelievable again. Look at the reaction of Stevens. She is in the zone. The physicality of this match is staggering. Well, I was about to pose the question, would it be third time lucky? No, it wouldn't.
Well, she was really going for it there, though, wasn't she, Stevens? Halep just keeps coming at her.
Thank you. Please. Thank you.
These missed opportunities got to start having an impact at some point mentally on Sloane Stephens.
Now 3 short balls in the middle of the row. That's not going to get it done. Unfortunately, Stephens did not need any more invitation than that.
We are to go the distance in Montreal, finally. Sloane Stephens gets the job done on the 4th set point. And what a final it's proved to be. Magnificent from both players. And a 3rd set beckons.
Welcome to my first edition of the quiz, What's Worse? And I'm with my first contestant here. What's her name? Caroline.
It's been such a physical test, this match. Titanic tussle. There's no other way of putting it between these two. And one of the factors now is going to be how Simona Halep copes physically. She's spent a lot more time on court than Sloane Stephens. An hour and a half, played a lot more tennis, 87 games versus 68 for Stephens coming into this final.
Thank you, sir. Please.
And she's been dragged the distance by the US Open champion. This contest has been like a couple of boxers taking lumps out of each other in a boxing ring. It's been a delight to watch, a pleasure to commentate, and a joy to watch. Sublime angle from Stephens, who, had she won any of those 4 set points in the first set, will be getting ready to lift the Rogers Cup right now.
That's true. Hopefully she's not thinking about that. We're allowed to.
We are allowed to. Yeah, she won't be. It won't help if she is, put it that way. Here we go again.
It's just been such a grueling match from start to finish. Maybe the first 3 games of the second set, everybody took a bit of a breath, but then they went right back at it again. Seems like there is no flinching in this third.
No quarter asked or given. We talk about those set points in the first set. Of course, is the joy of tennis and the pain as well. You can be so close to the finish line, you can smell it. You never get across it. And it's how you deal with that that defines you. And it's certainly been dealt with well by Stephens.
Halep has started playing with more height to that backhand side, and do you think Stephens is vulnerable? When she's pushed backwards, she's definitely vulnerable, and I think on the high ball she just struggles with it. She can connect with it nicely.
Halep tends to come and meet those high balls and take it early on the rise, whereas Stephens likes to step back and let it start to drop before she... And it's a fatal hesitation, isn't it? Certainly on that occasion. Well, she was caught betwixt and between Sloane Stephens, and she's paid a heavy price there, because Halep strikes first in the third and final set.
The physicality of Halep will be unwavering for the rest of the match, I have no doubt. The challenge put down to Stephens is clear. She needs to try and step up to it, just as she did in that second set. 9 winners. That was fantastic. And only the 10 unforced errors. What a standard of tennis. Look at those numbers. The only one that you could really question was just the 1 winner for Halep. Maybe she could have pressed a little more. But overall, a phenomenal set of tennis from both players. High first serve percentages. because neither one wants their second serve out on display.
They don't. That's been the vulnerability for both of them in this match. It's been a phenomenal contest. We're both edged slightly towards Sloane Stephens at the start of this contest. Which side of the net are you edging currently, Cav?
Well, I'll have to stay with Stephens, seeing as I said that at the beginning. But there are just so many ifs. I think we know what Halep's going to bring. If Stephens can stay up the court, return like that, exactly what... If Stephens can do everything that Kamal Murray has been telling her to do, stay up the court, go to meet the ball, use the left leg on the backhand side, then I'm very confident that she'll win this match. But all the way through this match, even in the second set, which she won, she has been dipping in and out of doing the right things and backing off. And so I'm just not sure what she's going to bring.
That was a chance. She worked the opening quite beautifully. Still going strong into hour 3. It's been the most staggering display of hitting from both of them. The power, the pace, the depth, the shape on the ball, all of it.
And one thing that has really surprised me in this match is how many of those grueling, physical and long rallies Stephens has been winning. Because we thought that the vast majority Halep would be hoovering up.
Just taking a moment, I'm not surprised after a rally of that length. And having worked so hard to get to break point, she can't do anything with the return, Stephens. Opportunities for both, haven't there? And plenty of them. Well, that's a huge, huge point for Simona Halep. A real moral victory again. And from break point down, she tiptoes to game point. Oh, my word! I don't believe it. Neither does she.
That drop shot from Halep, as soon as she shaped up to play it, it was clearly a bailout. She wanted out of that point, regardless. The fact that it snuck its way over. She was absolutely exhausted at the end of that point.
You know, if Sloane Stephens could have that point again, I wonder if she should have come in behind that really devastating forehand.
Oh. Which one?
Because she backed, well, there were a few. But there was one into the backhand corner where she had a chance to follow it in and she didn't.
Kansas. 15 left.
Well, she has the break of serve. But it's not that straightforward, is it? If only it was. These lung-busting rallies are starting to take their toll. She is a perfectionist on a tennis court, Simona Halep. Hates making an error. She's made 38 of them in this match so far. Uncharacteristically high, but she's been aggressive, super aggressive. Clever, really clever.
Fabulous hand skills there. I mean, she was charging through that one to pick it up.
And when a ball is spinning like that on a drop shot, you've got to hit it absolutely spot on. And she did. Yeah, Halep thought she'd had enough of that game. They have been so physical, the rallies between these two. Sloane Stephens strikes back. Halep still has the break.
Halep man de Jozan, 2 games to 1. Time.
both these players heading to Cincinnati for the Western and Southern Open after the Rogers Cup. Simona Halep has a bye. She will play the winner of a qualifier and her compatriot Irina Camelia Begu in round 2. And Sloane Stephens also has a bye, and she awaits the winner of 2 qualifiers. She'll be number 3 seed there as well. Halep number 1. But they'll certainly need a rest and some substantial recovery after this match and this week in Montreal as well. Running out of superlatives for this match. We really are. It keeps reaching new levels.
And it does, because it's fascinating now. Halep's changing things up. We've seen a few drop shots. She's now at the net. I think she's trying to get it off the baseline.
Maybe shorten 1 or 2 points as well.
I just don't think I've ever seen that from Halep before.
We know that she can run down ball after ball after ball. It's what she does. She's got a lot of tennis in those legs this week, and she's come out here and hit as big as I think I've ever seen her hit. Such aggression. She's been run ragged at times by Sloane Stephens. I think that gives you an indication she's not entirely sure this challenge is going to be successful. We'll see. She was right.
30-14.
Chance to restore parity in this set then. She's made it, Sloane Stephens. She's back in the set. She's back in the match. She refuses to go away, the US Open champion.
Just the big strike getting the better of Halep again. Now she's urging herself to fight for every single point, give away no freebies. I mean, it's quite clear that Halep will be there every shot.
I just wonder if Halep is just starting to feel all those matches. And the way her schedule has worked out this week, 2 of them in one day, I wonder if it's just starting to catch up with her a little bit. Especially after the physicality of that first set. 70 minutes of the most aggressive, exhilarating tennis you will probably ever see.
Yeah, she's definitely the more tired looking of the 2 out here, which again is surprising, but as you say, it must be that build-up. Stephens has rolled through her matches pretty comfortably. No trouble with the rain.
Hadn't dropped a set until a tiebreak went to Halep in the final. And the shots are starting to flow ominously from the racket of Sloane Stephens, from Simona Halep's end of the court.
I'll tell you what, though, the pace of the serve from both players is dramatically decreased as this match has gone on, which shows you how physical it has been. The serve is the most physical shot, requires the most amount of energy to play.
And she's pouring it on now.
Yeah. It's the first thing that tends to fall away, the pace on the serve, the energy into the serve when players start getting tired. So I'm sure Stephens is feeling it as much as Halep maybe.
No surprise that Stephens has hit more winners than Halep.
Yeah, that was tired looking.
40-50.
She hunted Simona Halep down in the first set from 4-1 down. Missed 4 set points. Halep took it on a tiebreak, and she's had to come from behind in this final set as well. From love 2. Extraordinary point. Stevens thought she was out of it. She's having a wry smile. And Halep hit the ball straight back to her. It almost surprised the American.
Stevens didn't want to play that point anymore.
30.
What she would give now for a huge first serve. She was cruising at 40 love.
Deuce.
Now she's got the weight of the world on her shoulders again.
Again, she's dropped back, trying to hit the big shots from 2 meters behind the baseline, and then she's having to force it too much.
She's really invited Halep back into this service game. She was firing winners for fun for the first 3 points, and all of a sudden the pressure's on. It feels like a really big service game, this. Well, here comes another twist in the tail, potentially. Having fought back from 2-love down, Sloane Stevens is broken, and Halep edges in front yet again.
On you, right?
Time. Thank you.
What a time to come up with a serve like that.
15 love.
It's another example of a shot where Stevens just needs to be a step further up the court. Plenty of time just hanging around waiting for that shot.
She's won 7 points in a row out of nowhere, Simona Halep. Just at the point where you felt she was reeling on the ropes. She's got her second wind. Wonderfully done. Needs more of that aggression again.
Ladies and gentlemen, please, when players ready, please stop cheering. Thank you.
Oh, wow.
Where has this pace come from? We haven't seen a serve over 125 kilometres an hour
for a long time.
For ages. And she puts in one at 170.
It's hugely welcome from the Romanians' perspective, that's for sure. Maybe she senses this is the moment to really pounce on her opponent and ram home her advantage.
Well, whatever you've got left in the tank, you've got to get it out now. No point leaving a drop of energy.
Oh, she's made that magnificent. Small target, made it look easy.
Deuce.
What a huge serve.
Would you believe that two big serves we've seen in this game? I've got no idea what's coming next now. I thought I was getting a grip of this match.
It continues to defy description at times. Huge hold of serve for Halep. That is mighty from the world #1. And now the question is, what has Sloane Stephens got left?
4 games to do.
And she has responded well through the match. She's been down a number of times. She's had so many chances, so many set points that she missed in that first set. She's always responded. So Halep has got to expect the same thing to happen here.
Love 15.
I think Halep ate something at the last changeover. She's found another bag full of energy, hasn't she?
A new level again. Good serve.
15 15.
Another tired-looking serve there from Stevens.
These are anxious moments for the US Open champion. What's curious is from the point at which you felt she was taking this set and the match by the scruff of the neck, she's fallen apart a little. She was 40-love on her serve at 2-all, having come from 2-love down, and ever since then, it's been one-way traffic, and it's all come from Romania.
Please.
Gone into the net from Stevens, and Halep strikes another mighty blow. The double break belongs to the world #1, and she's a game away from a second Rogers Cup title.
5 games to 2.
How you feel?
Now, seriously?
Seriously what? I know. That's what we gotta do.
So many chances. Like, I have a play on every single ball.
Okay. So let's restart right now. Restart. Let's stay laser focused on what I'm about to say. Less backhand cross-court rallies. The backhand line is open for you, but don't try to aim for the line. Bring the ball, okay? #1. #2, every time the ball goes up high and she tries to reset the point, you're going to the ad side every time with the inside-out forehand. Bring that forehand inside to the do side, okay? Just catch off balance, because she's just waiting on you to hit that inside-out forward when the ball goes up, okay? Yes? First serve, and we good. Second serve, step up and maybe take a shot at the line. Go straight ahead with the ball. But you got to move.
It's like literally in the middle of the box.
The ball's in the middle of the box. So listen, heels on the baseline. If she happens to hit 1 or 2 balls deep, then just stay low and go get it. But the ball will be in front of you. You have to fight her right here, okay? I know.
Time.
I know, but it's okay. You want this. You want this. So go get it. And I want it for you. So come on. Work. This point. Everything. No bailout.
It's now or never for Sloane Stevens. She has to break the serve of Simona Halep, or the title goes to the Romanian.
Maxine.
There was a disheartened Stevens chatting to coach Kamal Murray at the change of ends, and you really can understand, you can really feel for her in this situation. But like she said, she has had her chances in this third set.
She has to keep believing, because at the back of her mind she will know that this title could have been hers had she taken one of those set points in the first set. A set she probably should have won. scintillating.
So much pace on that last forehand, and so brave from Stevens. Yes, it was central, but you've got to consider the situation that Stevens is in right now. Still pummeling it away.
It has been 2 hours and 29 minutes of the most exquisite tennis you will ever see. But is Sloane Stevens' race finally run here? Because Simona Halep has championship point.
Please.
Can you believe it?
Well, she didn't want to leave that second serve short, and she didn't. Once again, Sloane Stevens refuses point blank to go away. She couldn't, could she? Oh. Well, Stevens thought that was long. I wonder. I think it was right on the line.
Just seemed to skid, didn't it? Just
it
take
did.
A bit of the line, shoot off.
It surprised the American. Oh, it was out. Well, 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 maybe she could. Could she win it from match point down? Absolutely. And how will Halep respond now? She's had a match point. She couldn't convert. They certainly believe, don't they, in Camp Stevens. She looks re-energized all of a sudden.
Stevens has just got to stay up on the baseline. Kamal Murray has said it so many times. She has been so effective from that position. She doesn't really need to change the strike when she's up at the baseline. It's just having much more effect. She's got to be brave.
2.5 hours into this extraordinary match, and the quality of ball striking remains exceptional.
Oh, how good is that point from Halep? So brave in this situation. She is reaching out to try and grab that trophy.
Please, sir. Thank you.
Phenomenal defense from Sloane Stephens, but she got herself in a bit of a pickle halfway through that rally, and from that point on she was on the back foot when Halep sensed her chance. Oh, here we go again.
Please. Countdown. 30-14.
2 have come and gone. Will it be third time lucky? Oh, that is absolutely superb. Nerves of steel from Sloane Stephens.
Out of nowhere, the inside-out backhand, just laying the forehand, just laying the wrist back, taking Halep so wide and following in just to finish off a simple volley. That was anything but simple in that sort of position, though. So
outrageously good. The off forehand has really come to the party for Sloane Stephens in the last 5 minutes. And still it's the match that can't be won. Well, where on earth is this final going next? The final chapter remains unwritten. 3 match points Simona Halep has had, and yet still we march on. Well, don't go anywhere, because this final has had so many twists and turns, and you just would not. Back against another twist coming right now for the second time. And after 3 match points, Simona Halep serving for it again. Superb start.
How good has her serve been? Just the recent couple of games, going for much more on that first serve. Trying to really get on top of the points early rather than just starting them.
When you're serving 4 or to stay in a match, winning the first point makes such a difference. Calms the nerves. And there will be plenty of them, especially after that point. Look at Kamau Murray. Doesn't know what to do with himself, can't sit down. Just a bundle of nervous energy. Oh! Stunning.
Wow. Halep is being so brave.
Well, is fortune going to favour the brave? Once again, the title beckons for Simona Halep. Simona Halep is the queen in Montreal once again. It's her second Rogers Cup triumph, and with it she enjoys an exclusive club of multiple champions. But what a final, and what a fight from the US Open champion. 2 hours and 41 minutes of the most staggering tennis you will see. And at the end of it, the winning streak in Quebec continues for Simona Halep. 10 wins in a row here, 2 titles, and the world #1. Outstanding yet again.
For me, that is one of the best results for Simona Halep in her career. To come through that final, beating a top 5 player in the final, that has not happened before. And I think it's down to that win in Roland Garros, given her newfound belief, how brave she was, the level that she played at. I don't think she has beaten anyone of that level in a final in a certain situation on the right surface. Yes, she beat Stevens at Roland Garros, but clay's at her weaker surface. But wow, what an effort from Halep.
She had to dig so deep in that third set. She led 2-love, and then she was reeled in again by Stevens, who was 40-love on her own serve, the American. And from somewhere, Simona Halep found a little something extra, and in the end it was that catapulted her all the way to the title. But she needed 4 match points to do it. And you have to feel for Sloane Stevens. She won't play many better matches than that and come up short.
It was extraordinary. It absolutely was extraordinary. The amount of points that I couldn't believe Stevens had lost. And the same for Halep, how these long rallies she wasn't coming out on top. I mean, they were just playing at such a high level. It was almost just unbelievable to think that you could play that one and not win the point and not win the game, whatever it may be. But both of them just going at each other relentlessly through that match. It was so grueling from the start. And is it any surprise that when it comes to a grueling match like that, that Simona Halep is the one who's come out on top? Probably not. She is the most physical out there. What an effort.
Well, the game plan worked. She was aggressive and took it to Sloane Stevens in every way possible. And Sloane Stevens brought her A game, make no mistake about that. Both players just outstanding today. Lovely exchange between the two. Huge respect. Disappointment for Stevens, yes, but satisfaction surely in the performance. Well, we're almost ready for the trophy presentation. After what's been a stunning week of tennis, it really has. And the weather, by and large, has just about played ball. There have been some interruptions, of course, but nothing too disruptive, and certainly nothing to hamper the quality of the tennis provided by an immaculate field, as always, in the Rogers Cup. And it's been the perfect final in terms of the quality of tennis. Plenty to ponder, no doubt, for Sloane Stevens, who will depart Montreal with so many positives. And certainly looking in terrific form as she prepares to defend her US Open title. They probably love her even more after that performance. It was exquisite. We're going to hear from Eugene Lapierre, the tournament director, who will get the trophy presentation and the ceremony underway. And we'll hear from both players during the course of it as well.
Well, the numbers, not really an accurate reflection of the